I hope you guys can hear me. So I will give you guys some time before we start the class. I'll give you guys some time to come in. And when there are enough people for the class to start, then I think we can begin. 오케이, 여러분 제 말 들리시나요? 장민님 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 제 말 들려요? If you guys can hear me, please leave a comment. 탈리아님, 토니님. It's glad to see you guys again. Thank you for joining again. And fighters. 렉시엔님, 안녕하세요. 여러분 모두 반가워요. Fighters Destiny, hi. 다이애나님, 안녕하세요. Yes, I can see your comment. And you guys are saying 잘 들려요. Okay, you guys can hear me well. 좋아요, 여러분. Today it will be a review class based on the vocabularies we learned in our last class, the passive verb ed vocabs class, right? The number 2 class. And I made a quiz of 30 questions, and this same quiz will be uploaded on my website after class. It's not up yet, but I will upload it as soon as I finish this class so that you guys can, retake the quiz after class. Okay, let's see how many people are joining. Around 50 people. I think that would be enough for me to start the class. So, let's begin the quiz. 한번 시작해볼게요. Let's start from question number 1. 잠깐만요. Let me place my mic right in front of me, so that you guys can hear me better. Okay, so let's start. So number 1, select the correct particle for the blank. So 문, blank, 열었어요. Would it be correct to put the subject marker 이 or object marker 을? So this quiz is basically asking whether 문, door, right? Door is a subject or an object in this sentence. And to figure out the correct particle, we would first need to know the nature of the verb used in the sentence, right? So 열었어요 is the past tense conjugation of the verb 열다, which means to open, and this is a transitive verb, right? So let me put number 1. So this is a transitive verb, 열다. And transitive verb means it can have an object, right? The receiving end of the action. So 문 열었어요 would most likely mean the subject which is removed in the sentence opened the door. Open the door. So 문 has to be an object of 열다. So you can say 문을 열었어요. If you say 문이 열었어요, this would be a really awkward sentence because 문, door, is an inanimate object. It cannot do the action of opening. It can only be opened. So if you want to say the door is opened, you can say 문이 열렸어요, right? 열렸어요, by using 열다's passive form, which is 열리다, and this means to be open, and this would be the passive form. So the number for number 1, the answer is 을. 그 다음에 let's look at number 2. So another particle question. 창문 blank 잠겼어요. 잠겼어요. So this time as well, to figure out the correct particle for 창문, we would first need to know what type of verb 잠겼어요 is, right? Do you guys think 잠겼어요 is a transitive verb or passive verb? So we learned 잠그다. 잠그다 means to lock, and its passive form is 잠기다. 잠기다, to be locked. And this 잠겼, seeing from this 곁, you can know that it's conjugated from 잠기다. 잠기다's past tense conjugation would be 잠겼어요, right? 잠겼어요. So this 잠겼어요 would mean is locked. So 창문을 잠겼어요 cannot be the answer because passive verbs cannot have an object, right? Unless the subject of a passive verb is a person and you want to specify what exactly is done or on which body part it's done. Unless it's that case, passive verbs cannot have an object, right? So 창문이 잠겼어요. In that 창문, the window is locked. So 창문 becomes the subject of the passive verb 잠기다. So it should be 창문이 잠겼어요. 창문이 잠겼어요. 그 다음에 let's look at number 3, guys. 3. Select the correct particle for the blank. Another particle question. So 성격 means personality, and 네 성격 would mean your personality. And 많이, a lot, 바뀌었어. So do you guys remember 바꾸다 versus 바뀌다? 기억나요? Which one is a transitive verb? So 바꾸다 is a transitive verb that means to change something, and 바뀌다 is a passive form of 바꾸다, which means to be changed, right? And in this sentence, this person is trying to say your personality is the subject that changed, right? That is changed. So you can say 네 성격 becomes the subject of the verb 바뀌다. So 네 성격이 많이 바뀌었어. Your personality is changed a lot. 많이 바뀌었어. 좋아요. 다음에 let's move on to the first one. I hope you don't change your mind. I hope you don't change your mind. So if you say verb 썼으면 좋겠다. Verb 썼으면 좋겠다 or 좋겠어요. It means I hope that the subject, whichever that is, subject, verb. I hope subject, verb, right? And here it's 지 않았으면 좋겠어요. So it's negating the verb. So verb 지 않았으면, verb 지 않다, don't verb 않았으면 좋겠어요. So it's negation of the verb. So it means I hope that the subject does not verb, right? I hope the subject not verb. So it's trying to say, I hope that you don't change your mind. So this verb should be the one that corresponds to change mind, right? Change one's mind. And as you can see from its English translation as well, change has an object, right? So this change is a transitive verb. So 마음을 바꾸 or 바뀌. Which one among these two is a transitive verb, guys? 바꾸 was the transitive verb that means to change something, and 바뀌다 is a passive form that means to be changed, right? So 바꾸다 is the answer here. 바꾸지 않았으면 좋겠어. 마음을 바꾸지 않았으면 좋겠어. 좋아요. So that was it for the particle quizzes. Now let's move on to number 5. 일단은 책상에 상자가 blank 있어요. 상자가 blank 있어요. First of all, guys, do you guys remember the difference between 놓다 and 넣다? 놓다. Do you guys remember the difference? So 놓다 means to put or place something on somewhere. The emphasis is on. The importance is on. To put it on somewhere. To put something on somewhere. And 넣다 is to put something inside somewhere, right? Inside. So here, 책상에 on the desk. 상자, we learned that it means box, right? 상자가, and as you can see in the picture, the boxes are on the table, right? It's not in the table, they're on the table. So you can exclude this choice, 넣어, you can exclude it. So it's either one of 놓아 or 놓여. It's either one of 놓아 or 놓여. So which one do you think is the answer? 놓아 or 놓여? 잠깐만요. My cat woke up like 3 minutes before I started this class. 잠깐만요. 효순아. 여기 들어가 있어. 또 자. 또 자자. 또 자. 이따가 놀아줄게. 또 자. 안 돼. 나오지 마. 여러분 잠깐만요. Give me a moment. Give me and my cat a moment. I hope to put her to sleep successfully. Let's see if it works. 효순아 자. Okay, so which one do you think is correct? 도와 or 도요? It would be 도요, right? Because this is where verb 있다 is applied, right? Verb 있다. And we learned that this is used to mean something is in the state of verb. 효순이 또 나왔다. 잠깐만. 효순아, 제발 들어가 있어. 응? 나 수업 끝나고 놀아줄게. Verb 있다. It's something is staying. She came out again. 효순아. Okay. So something is staying verb. So since the nature of this grammar point is describing the state of something, not the action, usually passive verb is combined with this grammar point. 있다 grammar point, right? Passive verb. So if you use 놓이다, which means to be placed on, 놓이다 would be 놓다's passive verb. Then it would mean something is staying placed on, right? Something is staying placed on. So 책상에, on the desk, boxes are staying put on. So you can say 놓여 있어요. If you recognize this grammar point, then you can easily find the answer. 놓여 있어요. 그 다음에, okay, so now using this grammar once again, verb 있다 once again, how would you say the door is locked? The door is locked. We cover these two words, 잠그다, which means to lock, and its passive form is 잠기다. So how would you say the door is locked? Using 있어요 grammar. 효순아. 제발 부탁이야. 여기 들어가 있어. 제발. 그렇죠. 장민님 is the first to answer. 잠겨 있어요. 잠기다. You conjugate 잠기다, the stem, in present tense. So 잠겨 있어요. The answer would be 잠겨 있어요. 그러면요, let's translate two more sentences using this exact same grammar point. How would you say the door is open, as in it's staying opened? Literally translated, it's staying opened using 있어요 grammar. How would you say the door is staying opened? So in order to translate this, you would have to know what the passive form of 열다 is, right? 열다 means to open. And its passive form is 열리다, right? 열리다, to be opened. So you can use this passive verb and combine it with 있다, and then it would be 열려. 효순아. She's playing on my desk. 잠깐만요. Let me put her down. All right. So 열려 있어요. 문이 열려 있어요. The subject is 문. 문이 열려 있어요. 좋아요. 문이 열려 있어요. And how would you say, do you guys remember how to say to be closed? To be closed. The door is staying closed. How would you translate this? How would you say this in Korean? The door is staying closed. I'll give you a hint. 닫다 means to close. And its passive form is 닫히다, to be closed. To be closed. So you can use this passive form and combine it with 있다. 장민님, 좋아요. 장민님, you're really fast. Okay, you did your homework. You did your assignment. 좋아요. 닫혀 있어요. 문이 닫혀 있어요. 문이 닫혀 있어요. You can say it like this. And for door is locked, you can say 문이 잠겨 있어요. So let's move on to the next question. 자, here 가방 안에 노트북을 blank. So here you should pay attention to 안에, right? This is the ultimate hint. 안에. 가방 means bag, and if you say 가방 안에 means inside the bag. Inside the bag. 노트북 is the object here, and 노트북 means laptop. You do something to laptop inside the bag. Inside, guys, inside. Then should it be 놓다 or 넣다? Which verb should you be using, guys? 그렇죠. 넣다죠, 넣다. Because 넣다 was to place something, to put something on somewhere. And 넣다 is to put something in somewhere, right? In somewhere. And since 노트북 is an object in the sentence, the next verb should be in transitive form, not a passive form. So 넣다, you can just put 넣다. and say 가방 안에 노트북을 넣었어요. I put the laptop inside the bag. And just in case you're curious, 넣다's passive form is 넣어지다. For 넣다's passive form, you need to be putting 치다, which we'll learn in our next class. 가방 안에 노트북을 넣었어요. 그 다음에 let's move on to this one. 할 일을 다 끝내서 마음이 blank요. So 할 일, guys, 할 일. So 일 means work or things or tasks. And it's combined with 릴 suffix and to 하다 verb. So things that I will do, literally, things that I will do. So 할 일, literally, 할 일 means things to do. 할 일, things to do, or chores to do. So 할 일, things to do. What I need to do를 다 끝내서, 끝내다 means to finish something, right? It's a transitive verb that means to finish. So I finish all the things to do. So 끝내서 이제 now 마음이 blank요. So if you look at this woman in the picture, what do you think she's feeling? What kind of emotion do you think she's feeling? She's feeling relieved. She's feeling relieved. And we learned how to say to feel relieved using one of the verbs in our vocabs list. So 마음을 blank. Do you guys remember? Or if it's used with 마음을, so 마음 means mind. It can also mean heart. 마음을, if you say 마음을 놓다, it literally means to place your mind on somewhere. So it's like putting your mind down. Putting your mind down. So when you put your mind down, you're no longer tense, nervous about something, and you feel relieved. Right? So 마음을 놓다 means to feel relieved. And its passive version, if you want to make 마음 into a subject, then you can change 놓다 into its passive equivalent, which is 놓이다. Right? 놓이다. 그래서 you can say either 마음을 놓다 or 마음이 놓이다. 마음이 놓이다. So here, 놓이다 should be conjugated in present tense. So you can say 놓여요. 할 일을 다 끝내서 마음이 놓여요. 마음이 놓여요. Okay. 좋아요. 그 다음에 let's move on to question number 9. 저는 스트레스가 blank면 하루 종일 자요. So if, as for me, if stress means stress, 스트레스가 verb면, if stress verbs, then 하루 종일 자요. 하루 종일 means all day long. 하루 means day, 종일 means all day. So 하루 종일, all day long. And I'm sure you guys know what 자요 is, to sleep, right? So I sleep all day long if stress, blah, blah, blah. So we learned 쌓다 verb, guys, right? 쌓다, which means to pile something up and its passive form would be 쌓이다, right? 쌓이다. For something to be piled up. And we learned that this verb 쌓다 usually goes with something like 스트레스, stress gets piled up, or 화, anger gets piled up, or it can also be used for your experience. You pile up your experience. You gain a lot of experience. In Korean, we say we pile up a lot of experience, or you can also use it for your work experience. 경력, 경험, 화, 스트레스. It's used with 쌓다. And we also learned a word with slightly similar meaning, which is 모으다. 모으다, which means to collect, to gather. And 모으다's passive form would be 모이다, to be collected, to be gathered. And we learned that 모으다 usually goes with noun like 돈, right? 돈 means money, and if you say 돈을 모으다, it means you're saving up money, and it can also be used for people, like you're gathering, collecting people in order to form a team or organization. So it can be used with these nouns. And I also shared a tip that when you're memorizing the verbs, it would be helpful to memorize the noun together that go with it. All right, so 저는 stress is a subject here, so you can use the passive form, right? 스트레스가 쌓이면, if you say 스트레스가 쌓으면, if you use a transitive verb, it means stress is doing the action of piling up, but that doesn't make sense, right? So stress is something that is piled up, so you would want to use the passive form 쌓이다, 쌓이다. Okay, 그 다음에 next one. 세계 여행을 하려면, 세계 means world, 여행 means travel, so 세계 여행 means traveling all over the world. 을 하다, so to travel all over the world. 여기서 here verb 려면 is used. verb 려면 or 으려면. So this 려 is all about intention. So it literally means if you intend to verb, like if you will to verb, if you want to verb. So 세계 여행을 하려면 means if you want to travel the world, then 돈을 많이 blank 야 해요. You need to, you should blank a lot of money. So we just learned 돈. 돈 usually goes with 모으다 or 모이다 for saving up, right? And since 돈 is an object here, 돈을, you would want to use the transitive verb that has 돈 as an object. So that would be 모으다's present tense conjugation, 모아, right? So 세계 여행을 하려면, if you want to travel the world, then 돈을 많이 모아야 해요. You need to save a lot of money. 좋아요. 그 다음에 let's move on to number 11. Number 11. 나는 비키 선생님은, so 비키 선생님, Vicky teacher, me, it's me. 비키 선생님은 영어 means English, 영어 and 한국어, Korean을 blah 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 서 수업을 진행해요. So 수업 means a class, 수업을 하다 means to do a class as a teacher. And you can also say 수업을 진행하다, which would sound slightly more formal. So you can think of 진행하다. So if you translate, if you look up 진행하다 on the dictionary, it says proceed with. But you can think of it as a harder version of 하다. So it means to do, to conduct, to continue with it. So basically you do it, right? So Miss Vicky does conduct a class. And here, this 허, guys, 허. I'm pretty sure you guys know verb 서 means verb so, right? It's a conjunction that means so, but it also means by doing verb. By doing verb. So here, the better translation would be she conducts a class by verbing English and Korean. So I mix, right? I mix 영어 and 한국어. So the verb that means mix would be, as you guys said in the chat section, 섞다. 섞다 means to mix. And 꺾다. Do you guys remember what 꺾다 means? 꺾다. 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 꺾다 means to snap, to break, right? And it can also sometimes mean to turn, as in to change direction. And how about 묶다, guys? 묶다. 묶다. What does 묶다 mean? What does it mean when you say 머리를 묶고 있어요? What does it mean when you say 머리를 묶고 있어요? 묶다 means to tie. So 머리를 묶고 있어요 would mean you are tying your hair. You're tying your hair. Or you can also use it for shoelaces. You're tying your shoelaces. 신발끈. Literally, shoestring. 신발끈, shoelace. Alright, so the answer for number 11 is 섞어. 비키 선생님은 영어와 한국어를 섞어서 수업을 진행해요. 그 다음에, okay, so here, 12. I'm pretty sure you guys can easily find the answer for this one, for the blank. This dude is tying his shoelaces. So we just learned what verb can be used for tie. 신발끈을 그렇죠. 묶고 있어요. 묶고 있어요. 묶고 있어요. 고 있어요 is the present progressive, right? So that person is tying shoelaces. 묶고 있어요. 그다음에 Okay, let's move on to the next one, number 13. 이 문제가 너무 어려워서 잘 안 blank네요. So 문제, first of all, it means problem. And secondly, it can also mean question, as in exam questions, questions in your workbook. Those kinds of questions we also call 문제. So this question, 이 문제가 너무 어렵대요. It's too hard. 너무 어려워서 잘 안 blank네요. It's not verb well, right? It's not verb well. So what are the verbs that can go with? What is the verb that can go with? 문제, guys. 문제. So first, 꼬이다 would mean to be tangled, right? To be tangled. And 풀리다 would be 풀다's passive form. So it means to be untied or solved. And 밀리다 means to be pushed, right? 밀다's passive form. And And 문제, problems can be tangled, problems can be solved, problems can be pushed back. But in this context, this person is saying that this question is too hard, so it's not solved well. This would be the word that fits the context the best, right? So 안 풀리네요, 안 풀리네요. As for 네요 ending, it's for your immediate reaction, what you feel right now, what you think about something right now, right? And you add it with the stem of the verb. So 안 풀리네요, 안 풀리네요. 좋아요. Next one. All right, so what are these two people doing, guys? What are these two people doing? Are they 손을 흔들다? Or are they 손을 떨다? Or are they 악수하다? So all these words have to do with hand. 손 means hand, and 수 is a Sino-Korean word that also means hand, and it comes from the Chinese character, this one that means hand. And what are they doing, guys? So English, they're shaking hands, right? And how do you say to shake hands in Korean? So let's look at these three vocabularies one by one. 흔들다. 흔들다 means to shake something willfully, right? To shake something willfully, by choice. By choice. And if you say 손을 흔들다, you willfully wave your hand. You willfully wave your hand. So So 손을 흔들다 doesn't mean to shake one's hand, but it means to wave, like saying hi. You know, saying hi, saying bye, that kind of waving hand, we say 손을 흔들다. And 손을 떨다, we learned 떨다 also means to shake something, but unwillfully, right? Unwillfully, not by choice. So 손을 떨다 can happen when you have too much coffee and you're shaking your hand, but it's not you who's shaking your hand by choice, but it's the caffeine. It just happens, right? It happens not because you want to, but because of too much caffeine intake. And you can also shake your hand. You can also 손을 떨다 when you're too nervous. It's your hormone doing it, not you doing it willfully, right? So that's the difference between 흔들다 and 떨다. And 악수하다 literally means to grab hand. And when shaking hands with another person, you first have to grab hand. 악수하다. So 악수하다 is used for shaking hands. As in this picture. This picture is doing 악수하다. They're doing 악수하다. They're not waving their hand. They're not, their hands are not trembling unwillfully, right? They are shaking hands. 악수하고 있어요. So it's easy to get these three vocabularies mixed up because they seem to have similar meaning, but they're different words. So 손을 악수하고 있어요. And I think somebody asked what is to clap in Korean. To clap is 박수 치다. 박수 치다 means to clap. It's not 박수하다, it's 박수 치다. And 박수, as you can see, another 수 is used. 수 also means hand here. 핑님, 악수 그거 맞아요. 워쇼 맞아요. 그 한자 맞아요. Very good. 좋아요. 그 다음에, alright. Next one, number 15. So, 개처럼 애교가 많은 고양이들은 Oh my gosh. 태민님, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much. It's really, I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gift. It really means a lot. Thank you. Okay, so 개처럼 애교가 많은 고양이들. So 고양이 means a cat, and 고양이들 is a plural form of 고양이, right? So cats. And all this part modifies cats. It describes what kind of cat it is. So 고양이들, cats that 많다, that have many, 애교, that have a lot of 애교. You guys know what 애교 is, right? 애교. You see it a lot in K-dramas or in the middle of like a lot of K-pop stars doing it. So 애교 means display of affection, like trying to be cute, something like that, but in a positive way. So 고양이들, cats that have a lot of 애교, a lot of display of affection. 개처럼, 처럼 means like, just like, right? And 개 means a dog, so just like a dog. So 개처럼 애교가 많은 고양이들 means cats that have a lot of 애교, just like a dog. 개냥이라고 blank 되어 있는데요. 개냥이 is a combination of 개, which means a dog, and 냥이, which means a cat. So for cat, you can say either 고양이 or 냥이. And this word is a combination of dog and cat, and it refers to a cat that acts like a dog. 개냥이. So 개냥이, 라고, the quotation grammar is used. So with this as a hint, you can easily find the answer, right? So 개냥이라고 물려요? Is it bitten? 불려요? Is it called? Or 열려요? Is it opened? Obviously, it's called, right? Called. And we learned that if you say somebody를 name 이라고 부르다. So 부르다 is a transitive verb that means to call someone by a name. somebody를 name이라고 부르다. To call somebody by a name. And if you want to change it into a passive form, then somebody becomes the subject, right? So you can put it with one of the subject markers. And name이라고 stays the same. And since it's a passive form, you can change 부르다 to 불리다, right? 불리다, 불리다. And this exact pattern is used in number 15 sentence. 고양이들은, this kind of cats, are by this name, 개냥이, are called. So you can say 불려요 for are called. And next one, 16, number 16. 계획이, 계획 means a plan, right? So plan이 blank, 올해 말고 내년에 한국에 갈 거예요. So if you say first noun 말고 next noun, it means not the first noun, but the next noun. So 올해 말고 내년 means not this year, not 올해, but 내년, next year. 한국에 갈 거예요. I will go to Korea, not this year, but next year, because 계획, blank, 계획. What would have likely happened for her to go to Korea, not this year, but next year? Plan changed, right? Plan changed. So should it be transitive verb or intransitive verb? Guys, if you take a look at the subject, the particle, the subject marker, you can easily see that it's 바뀌다. You have to use the passive form, right? To be changed, because the plan is changed, right? The plan cannot change anything because plan is an inanimate thing. So you cannot use active verb, but it should be 바뀌다. So the plan is changed. So you can use 바뀌어서, not 바꿔서. And here, guys, I put 변해서 in the choices as well. And 바뀌다, we learned this means to be changed. And 변하다, it also means to be changed. And the difference between these two, guys, is very subtle. So 변하다 means for the inner qualities or for the nature of something to change. Whereas 바뀌다 is more for a general change, like the change in what appears, change on the outside. So when you change your plan, guys, 계획, plan isn't something that anyone can change fundamentally. Plan is plan. Plan stays as plan. You cannot change it fundamentally, right? You cannot change its inner quality because 계획 already is a plan with an inner quality of being a 계획, right? So it can only be changed on the outside. 계획 can only be changed on your planner, on what you say, on what you think. So 계획 can only be used with 바뀌다. If you say 계획이 변하다, that's gonna sound really awkward. So you would want to say 계획이 바뀌다 for a change, for what appears. So 계획이 바뀌어서 올해 말고 not this year, 내년에 한국에 갈 거예요. Okay. 그 다음에 next one, 17번. 벌에 blank 너무 아파요. So B, this person got stung by a bee, right? So 벌에 by a bee, you got stung. So it hurts a lot. So do you guys remember the verb for to sting and to be stung? It also means to shoot and to be shot with a gun. Do you guys remember how to say to sting or to shoot and to be stung and to be shot? 깨물다 아니고 물리다는 bite란 뜻이에요. 물다 means to bite. 물리다 means to be bitten. So you cannot use 물다 here, 물다 or 물리다. You can use 쏘다, guys. 쏘다, right? 쏘다. And to be stung would be 쏘이다. 쏘이다. Then what would be the correct form in the blank, guys? 벌에 bla서. Fighter's Destiny님, thank you so much for your donation. 감사합니다. 여러분 오늘 선물 많이 주시네요. You guys are giving me a lot of gifts today. Thank you so much. 더 힘내야겠다. 더 힘내서 더 좋은 강의, 더 좋은 classes 만들도록 노력할게요. 감사합니다, 여러분. 감사합니다. 그래서 그렇죠. 벌에 쏘여서 너무 아파요. 벌에 쏘여서 너무 아파요. 벌에 쏘여서 I got stung by a bee, so it hurts a lot. 좋아요. 그 다음에 18번 볼게요. 18번. 칼을 사용할 때 칼 means a knife and 사용하다 means to use and 을 때 means when you're doing verb. So 칼을 사용할 때 means when you're using a knife. When you're using a knife, 손을 verb지 않게 조심하세요. So if you say verb 게 조심하다 or verb 도로 조심하다. 조심하다 means to be careful, to act carefully. So it means to act carefully or to be careful to first, so that you verb. So that you verb. But here it's negated. The verb is negated, right? verb지 않게 this time. verb지 않게. So it would mean so that you don't. So that you don't verb. Be careful so that you don't verb. verb지 않도록 않게 조심하다. Be careful so that you don't verb. Okay. So here, when you're using a knife, what would most likely happen? Not most likely, but what are the risks that could happen? What are the risks that you need to take? 손, 핸들을, you cut your finger, or you take off your finger, or you pick your finger, or you open your finger. When you're using a knife, there's a risk of cutting your finger. So you can say 손을 베다. When you say you cut your finger, you can use this verb 베다. 베다. You cannot use the verb 자르다. If you say 손을 자르다, it sounds really violent. I don't even want to explain, guys. So 손을 베다 would be the correct one for to cut your finger by accident. 손을 베지 않게 조심하세요. 손을 베지 않게. And if you want to change it into a passive form, you can say 손이 베이다, right? 손이 베이다 using the passive verb. So 손이 베이지 않게 조심하세요 would also be the passive version. That means the same thing. 좋아요. 케이디 타타유님 너무 이상해요. 맞아요. cut 자르다 너무 이상해요. 그 다음에 19번 가보겠습니다. 차에 verb지 않게 길을 조심히 건너세요. So we just learned what this 게, 아이고. Oops. This 게 and this 도록 means so that, like so that this happens, right? So that. So here it also means so that verb doesn't happen. 길을 조심히 건너세요. So 조심하다, 아이고, 조심하다 means to be careful, and 조심히 is an adverb that means carefully. 조심히, carefully. So 길을 건너다 means to cross the road, cross the street. So cross the road carefully. Be careful while you're crossing the road so that you don't verb by a car. 차에 verb by a car. So in English, the natural translation would be so that you don't get run over by a car, right? Run over by a car. And in Korean, we say so that you don't get hit by a car. So that you don't get hit by a car. So here I put the two verbs that look very similar but has different meaning. 치다 means to hit, guys. And 차다 means to kick. And their passive form would be 치이다 and 차이다 respectively. And since we want to use the passive form, because it means so that you don't get hit, right? You don't receive heating. You want to use the passive form, so you can use 치이다. 차에 치이지 않게 길을 조심히 건너세요. So that you don't get run over by a car. 길을 조심히 건너세요. Carefully cross the road, cross the street. And number 20, guys. Number 20. Do you guys remember what 양치질하다 means? 양치질. 양치질하다. This 치 means teeth. I'm not sure exactly where yang comes from, but it has something to do with cleaning. And 칠 is an act, so you do the action of cleaning your teeth. So 양치질하다 means to brush one's teeth, to brush teeth. And its synonym would be 이를 blink. So 이 also means teeth, right? 이 also means teeth. So 이를, what do you do with your 이? What do you do with your teeth, guys? Do you 깎아요? Do you peel off the skin with your knife? Or do you mix your teeth? Or do you tie your teeth? Or do you brush your teeth? I gave you all the hint, right? So obviously, it should be 닦다, 닦다, 닦다. So 닦다, conjugated in past tense, 닦았어요. 닦았어요. 이를 닦았어요 is the synonym of 양치질했어요. Did you brush your teeth? 닦았어요. 닦았어요. Since it's 이 is an object, this verb has to be transitive verb. So 닦았어요. And next one. Do you guys remember how to say I can't hear you in Korean? Most of the time we use passive form and say you are not heard. We literally say you are not heard, right? So how do you say I can't hear you in Korean? What would be the most natural way to say I can't hear you? So to hear or to listen is 듣다. And to be heard, the passive form of 듣다 would be 들리다, right? 들리다. So 들리다 would be to be heard. And passive verbs can only be negated. Can only be negated with 안, right? 안, not 못. Sometimes there are some cases where 못 is acceptable, but most of the time passive verbs are negated using 안. So 못 들려요 is a grammatically incorrect sentence. You can only say 안 들려요. 안 들려요. 안 들려요. I can't hear you. 안 들려요. 볼륨을 높여주세요. Please raise the volume. You can say that, right? I can't hear you. 안 들려요. 그 다음에 number 22, guys. Number 22. So 긴장되다. 긴장돼요. 긴장돼요 means I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Sorry. Let me write again. I'm nervous. And what would be the synonym of I'm nervous, guys? I'm nervous. Phoebe got it right. 맞아요. 그거 맞아요. 그래서 여기서 literally translated 흔들려요 means my body is shaken willfully. And 떨려요, my body is shaken unwillfully. It's not my choice, right? And 밀려요 is like my body is pushed. And when you're nervous, your body shakes unwillfully, right? Not by your choice, but by your hormone, maybe, right? So 떨리다 is the correct word that means to be nervous. 떨리다 can also mean to be nervous. To be nervous because your body is shaking unwillfully, not by choice. So 떨려요, 떨려요. 떨려요, to be 떨리다, to be nervous. 뭐 내일 발표라서 I have presentation tomorrow. 내일 발표라서 너무 떨려요. I'm so nervous. You can say it like this. 떨려요 or 긴장돼요. 그 다음에 23번 가볼게요. 23번. 제가 보이면 손을 blah 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 세요. So here as well, 보이다. 제가 I 보이다. am seen, right? So it literally means if I am seen, so it means if you can see me. In Korean, can you see me? Can you hear me? We always use the passive form. So 보이다, to be seen, 들리다, to be heard. These passive verbs are used when you want to say, can you see me? I can see you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. So here, 제가 보이면, if you can see me, 손을, your hand, 떠세요 or 흔드세요, 악수하세요. We went over the difference between all these three words, right? I think in number, I'm not sure, I don't remember the exact number, but we definitely did this, went over it. So it's 손을 흔드세요. 손을 흔들다 means to wave your hand, right? And 손을 떨다 means to unwillfully shake your hand. And 악수하다 means to shake hands. Shake hands. So for waving hand, you can say 손을 흔들다. So 제가 보이면, if you can see me, 손을 흔드세요. Wave your hands. 그 다음에 number 24. 저는 as for me, 내향적인 사람에게. So 내향적이다. 내향 literally means inward oriented. So if you say 내향적이다, it means you're introverted. You can also say 내성적이다 for introverted personality. 내성적이다. Introverted. To be introverted. So 내성적인 사람 or 내향적인 사람 would mean introverted person. So to introverted person, I am attracted. I am drawn. 탈리아님, 퀴즈가 너무 재밌어요. 감사합니다. 저도 재밌게 만들었는데 재밌다고 생각해 주시니까 너무 감사합니다. 그리고 제임스님, I think it was number 16. Maybe it was number 16. 아무튼 여기서 drawn, I'm attracted would be 끌리다. You can use 끌리다. You're drawn, you're pulled toward. You're attracted toward. 끌리다. And 밀려요 would mean to be pushed. 당겨요 mean to be pulled. But when you're saying you're attracted to something that you prefer, something that you like, we use 끌리다, not 당기다, right? 당기다 is only for physical pull. 끌리다 can be used for 추상적인, abstract. Something abstract, like attraction is something abstract, right? Psychological, so you can use 끌리다. And next one, 25번. 앞머리가 너무 길어서 자꾸 제 눈을 blink. That 앞머리, it literally means front hair, right? Front hair, so it means bang, your front hair, your fringe. 앞머리가 너무 길어서 it's too long. My bang is too long. So 자꾸, constantly, it keeps doing that. 자꾸 제 눈, my eyes is an object. As you can see, it's marked by object marker. So the next verb should be a transitive verb, right? So if your bang is too long, what would it likely do to your eyes? Does it poke your eyes, like pierce your eyes, stab your eye, or does it insert your eyes in between something, or does it pick your eyes or open your eyes? What would it most likely do? If the bang is too long, it pierces your eyes. It kind of pokes your eyes, stabs your eyes. So 찌르다. To poke, to stab, to pierce. So conjugated, it becomes 찔러요. And just in case you guys don't remember, 찌르다's passive form is 찔리다, to be stabbed. And 끼다, which means to stick something, to insert something in between. It's changed to 끼이다 for passive form. And 따다 means to pick a flower or to pick a fruit, or it could also mean to open a bottle, and its passive form would be 따이다. And for piercing, you can say 찔러요. There you go. So, how do you open the wine bottle. I just explained what verb can be used for opening a bottle, opening a can. So wine bottle, 와인병을 어떻게 open. So how would you say open when opening a bottle, opening the cap? 따요, 떼요, or 짜요? 그렇죠. 따요예요. 따요. 떼요 means to take something sticky off of somewhere, and 짜 means to squeeze or to set a plan. So 따 would be the answer. 와인병을 어떻게 따요? 와인병을 어떻게 따요? And so if you want to say the bottle opener in Korean, you can literally say a bottle opening thing. 병 open 따다 개. So it means a thing that opens the bottle. 병 따개. So if you want to ask where's the bottle opener, you can say 병 따개 어딨어요? 병 따개 어딨어요? 그리고 as for the wine opener, the corkscrew, you can literally say the same thing. wine 따개. The thing that opens wine. 따다. So 따다 is a very useful verb to know. Okay, next one, guys. 지수는 남자친구한테 blah 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 서 우울해한대요. So 우울하다 means to feel down, to feel depressed, to feel blue. And 하다 grammar is used to describe someone else's feeling, right? So 지수 is feeling 우울해, feeling down, because she verbed by 남자친구. So what kind of action can a 남자친구 do for a girl to feel down? 지수 got 짜요, 차요. Which one would be the most natural verb that can be placed in the blank? So 짜다 means to squeeze something, right? Squeeze. So 남자친구한테, so 짜다's passive form is 짜이다. So it's very unlikely for a person to be squeezed by another person and then feel depressed. So 짜이다 is not the answer. And 차다, we learned it means to kick, right? And it also means to dump, like your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like you're saying goodbye, like I want to break up, you're breaking up with someone, then you say 차이다. You got dumped, 차이다. You dump someone, 차다, right? So 차이다 would be to be dumped. And here, you should be using the passive form because 지수 was done this action by a boyfriend, right? So it's not 차다, it's 차이다. So 지수는 남자친구한테 차여서 우울해해요. 차다, 차이다. And this one, you guys can 100% get this question right because I just explained when 짜다 can be used. I mean, not just now, but one question before I explained when 짜다 can be used, right? 짜다 can be used for, so 짜다 can be used for to squeeze, but when it's used with a plan, 계획을 짜다, it means to set a plan, right? 계획을 짜다. And we also learned that you can also say 계획을 세우다. 계획을 세우다. 세우다 literally means to make something stand, so establish. So establish a plan or you set a plan, they both work. So 저는 매일 계획 is an object here, so the next verb should have to be a transitive verb, right? And 짜다 is the most natural verb that can be used with 계획. 계획을 짜다, not 계획을 차다. You don't kick a plan, right? You set a plan. 그 다음에 이빨에 뭐가 blank. 이빨 means tooth. 이빨에 뭐가, so this 뭐 doesn't mean what, it means something. So something is the subject here. So you have something stuck between your teeth. So you should be using the passive form. So what is the verb that means to be stuck in between, to be inserted in between? Is it 찔리다? 아이고. Sorry. 찔리다? Or 잠기다? Or 끼다? Is it stabbed? Is it locked? Or is it, sorry, 끼이다. 끼이다 should be the passive form. Is it stuck between? It should be 끼다, right? 끼이다. It's stuck between your teeth. 이빨에 뭐가 꼈어요. It's not locked. It's not stabbed. It is stuck. 끼다. Hector A님 안녕하세요. 그 다음에 this is our last question. Wow. I think we finished it much quicker than I thought. That's a relief. 마음이 놓이네요. That's a relief. Alright, so 수염을 blah 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 야 돼요. So we learned 2 verbs that can be used for shaving. When it's used with your body hair, you can use these 2 verbs for shave. Do you guys remember what that is? Is it 물다? Or 밀다? Or 깎다? Or 꺾다? So which 2 of these 4 verbs mean to shave when used with body hair? 깎다. 그렇죠. 장미님 깎다. 맞아요. One is 깎다. 좋아요. 깎다. 깎다 can be used with body hair to mean shave. 맞아요. Then what would be another one? 하나 더 찾아보세요, 여러분. 뭘까요? 일단 깎아는 맞고. 밀다. 그렇죠. 밀다예요. 물다는요. It only means to bite. I mean, it cannot be used for shaving. It means to bite. And 꺾다 means to break something, to snap something, or to change direction, right? And these 2 cannot be used for shaving. Only 밀다 and 깎다 can be used for shaving. So 수염 means your beard. 수염 means your beard. So you can say 밀어야 돼요 or 깎아야 돼요. So 수염 means beard. And if you combine it with 코, which means nose, and 사이시옷, and say 콧수염, it means your nose beard. 아이고, not 수명. Nose beard, so mustache. 라는 뜻이 있습니다. Okay, 그러면 if we see the result. Yay, we got everything correct. Yay, Miss Vicky, it took 1 hour and 39 seconds for you to finish the quiz. Yay. All right, so I will put this quiz up on my website. 잠깐만요. I will most likely put it in the intermediate course on this page, guys. This page. It's not linked yet, but when it's linked, I will make sure to share the link in the comment section in the playback video. 그리고요, 여러분, just in case you guys don't know yet, if you take the quizzes on my website while signed in, you can check all the quiz results saved in your profile page here. So if you see view my quiz results, you can see all the details here, guys, including the correct answer and what you answered and how long it took for you, when you took it, your score and everything. So that would be a helpful perk to experience if you sign up to my website. 좋아요. And I'll make sure to have this quiz, the same quiz, uploaded on my website, guys. All right. So that was a quick live session. And the next live class, the one on he vocab classes, passive verb he classes, will be on next Friday, 7 p.m. KST. So it would be awesome if you guys can join. If not, then you can always watch the playback. So I hope a lot of you guys could join. And thank you so much, guys, for joining this class and participating actively. Thank you, guys. You guys' encouragement and support means a lot to me, and I will make sure to work harder as you guys work hard on your Korean as well. So let's make it a win-win, guys. Win-win. All right, and Ping님, thank you for another donation. Wow, thank you guys. You guys are giving me a lot of gifts today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. 그리고 for next class as well, I will prepare hard. I'll prepare with all my best. So that you guys can find it helpful and learn a lot of things. All right, so I'm gonna go have lunch now. 아직 점심을 안 먹었어요. 그래서 I'll see you guys on Friday. And 네, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much, guys. 감사합니다, 여러분. 이제 I'll press the finish button. 감사해요, 여러분. Bye bye, everyone.